Listen to me. If you are approaching retirement, or if you are already there, every single financial account you touch has to serve a specific defensive purpose in your life. You cannot afford to lose track of where your money is going, and you absolutely cannot afford to fall for flashy financial marketing. So many of you have been asking me this exact question lately. Susie, does Gusto offer a bank account? Now, why are you asking me this? You're asking because maybe you are winding down your small business, or you're working a part-time W-2 job in retirement to keep some extra cash flowing in, and you see this name Gusto on your pay stubs or your dashboard, and you see them offering something called Gusto Wallet, a spending account, and a debit card, and you think to yourself, oh, wonderful, a new high-tech place for me to park my money. Maybe I should just open an account there and keep it simple. I want you to pause. I want you to take a deep, deep breath. Because we need to look at the reality of what this is, what fear is driving your decisions right now, and exactly what you need to do to protect your hard-earned retirement nest egg. First, let's answer the question directly with no sugarcoating. Does Gusto offer a bank account? The technical, financial answer is no. Gusto is a payroll company. They are not a bank. However, and this is where people get confused, they partner with a company called NBKC Bank, which is a real FDIC-insured institution, to provide what they call Gusto cash accounts. This includes a Gusto spending account, a debit card, and up to 5 separate savings goals. Now, if you are an active W-2 employee and your employer uses Gusto, you can open this account through their app. It comes with a variable interest rate, around 1 to 2% depending on whether you qualify for their premium tier through your direct deposits. And it doesn't have a minimum balance or overdraft fees. It sounds very nice, doesn't it? It sounds incredibly convenient. But here is the problem. And this is the part that trips up almost everyone who is nearing retirement or trying to simplify their life. You are looking at convenience when you should be looking at permanence and security. The underlying problem here is the fragmentation of your financial life at a time when you should be consolidating. When you are in your 30s or 40s, you might have 5 different bank accounts, 3 apps, and credit cards all over the place. You think you can manage it. But when you are entering retirement, your primary goal must be clarity. If you open a banking account through a payroll provider like Gusto, that account is directly tied to your status as an active employee with a company using Gusto. What happens when you fully retire? What happens if your employer decides to switch from Gusto to ADP, or QuickBooks, or Paychecks next month? I will tell you what happens. You get automatically unenrolled from those premium features, your financial pipeline gets disrupted, and suddenly, the bank account you were using to pay your bills or store your emergency fund is no longer seamlessly connected to your daily life. You have created an extra step, an extra layer of clutter, for absolutely no good reason. Let's talk about the fear that is driving this. I know what you're feeling. You look at the economy, you look at traditional banks with their high fees, their $12 monthly maintenance charges if you don't keep a certain balance, their hidden overdraft fees, and you are terrified of being taken advantage of. You are afraid that your traditional bank is just chipping away at your retirement cash. So when a modern payroll app says, hey, look over here, no fees, easy saving goals, automatic roundups, you run toward it because you want to escape the fee gouging of the big banks. I understand that fear. It is a valid fear. But you cannot solve the fear of traditional bank fees by putting your money into a temporary employment-dependent bucket. That is a Band-Aid solution, and in retirement, a Band-Aid solution can cause a major financial infection. You need to ask yourself the hard questions. If you open a Gusto spending account, who handles your customer service if your account gets locked on a Saturday night? It's an online portal. Who do you talk to if you need a cashier's check to buy a retirement condo or a new car? Gusto cannot print you a cashier's check. How do you deposit a physical check that your cousin sent you for your birthday? It is not built for the comprehensive, stable needs of a retiree. It is built for a 25-year-old gig worker or a young corporate employee who wants their paycheck 2 days early so they can spend it. It is not built for you. So what is your actionable takeaway from this? Number 1. If you are currently using Gusto because you work part-time or run a small business, appreciate it for what it is, a fantastic payroll and tax filing tool. Let them process your paychecks. But do not, under any circumstances, use them as your primary financial institution. Do not open the Gusto spending account just because it is there. Number 2. I want you to go out and find a permanent, zero-fee, high-yield home for your money that has nothing to do with where you work. If you want to avoid traditional bank fees, look at major, established online banks or credit unions that offer completely free checking and high-yield savings accounts with no strings attached. Look for institutions where you can get a high interest rate on your cash, full FDIC insurance, and robust customer service, regardless of whether you are employed, unemployed, or fully retired. You want to set up your direct deposit from Gusto to go straight into that permanent account. That way, when you finally say goodbye to the workforce for good, your financial house does not change. Your automated bill pays don't break. Your savings goals don't disappear from an app. Remember, true financial freedom in retirement is not about how many clever apps you have on your phone. It is about control. It is about knowing exactly where every dollar is, knowing that it is safe, and knowing that no matter what changes in your employment status, your money stays exactly where you put it. Do not complicate your life for the sake of a shiny button in a payroll app. Keep your payroll where it belongs, and keep your banking with a permanent, dedicated bank. Stand in your truth, protect your peace of mind, and secure your retirement.